Hello, everybody, and welcome to a late night live stream. I'm Angela, and if you haven't already guessed from the title, if you didn't see some of my announcements go up earlier, that I was going to be doing a live reactions to the LVO Warhammer Preview Online. Well, that's what we're doing today. It looks like we are going to be getting information about Warhammer 40k, Age of Sigmar, Horus Heresy, Warcry, Warhammer Underworlds, and Kill Team. So this is going to be a pretty big announcement. I am very much looking forward to it. In the meantime, before we get going with that, I figured we could just chill and hang out and just see what everybody thinks might actually be coming in this preview. Obviously, because we're covering a lot of different of GW's like lines, I think we may see smaller amounts from each one, but who knows? It could be a like super long stream. Who knows? It's a late night for me here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward to this. It should be pretty exciting. I think the main thing that I personally expect to possibly see at least announced or hinted at is actually 10th edition Warhammer 40k. I wouldn't be that surprised if they didn't, but I also would be surprised if they did not, if you know what I mean. Hello, Brian. Welcome to the stream. As well as I'm going to probably butcher your name, Pactum. Piactum. I probably butchered that. I'm so sorry. But welcome to the stream as well. Gray Seer Queef. Excellent name, excellent name. No problem. I am happy to be doing this. The Gunpla Ministry, welcome, welcome. Oh, let's see, you're very new to the game. You're wanting to play Death Guard. Well, I have to say, as a totally unbiased opinion, this is a very biased opinion, that Death Guard is an excellent faction to play in if you're wanting to get into Warhammer 40k. I'm really hoping we see 10th because I'm not super pleased where 9th edition is right now. So I'm really hoping we see a new edition announcement during this live stream, specifically for that reason, so I can reignite my love for the game. Because, like, 9th edition, I love painting the models still, but, like, playing the game just, there's too much right now. There's just too much. Hello, Thomas, the Otaku Cat, and Brian. Welcome, 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 welcome. I hope you guys are honestly looking forward to this. I have been significantly. Although it's been a heck of a long day, can I just tell you, I have done a ton of filming. I've been doing a lot of prepping for my Not Safe for Work content, which I'm very excited for. There's some fun stuff happening there, so I'm looking forward to that. I've got some fun stuff planned for the Safe for Work content, like YouTube and everything. Tomorrow's video is done. I've uploaded it. It is prepped and ready to go. I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's a very fun unboxing. I hope you guys are going to enjoy it a lot. Ooh, Seraphon reveal would be super cool. That would be very cool for the Age of Sigmar folk. I don't feel like we've gotten much Lizard outside of a couple of sets specifically tied either to Underworlds or possibly Warcry is strictly chaos. So yeah, I feel like we've only really gotten like some Seraphon when it comes to some Underworld sets, and they haven't really had like a updated release or anything. So that would absolutely be very cool to see. Rogue Nomad, welcome, welcome. Thank you for the warm salutations. um Oh, you just played your first game of Kill Team, Gracie or Queef? That's awesome. Like, I've only played Kill Team a couple of times, but I've really enjoyed it. And actually, that's relevant to tomorrow's video a little bit. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it is relevant, so I'm hyped. Dude, Gunpla, that's the best way, in my opinion, to play. Like, I'm not a hyper competitive player personally when it comes to Warhammer. I never have been. I've played in a couple of tournaments, mostly casual stuff, either at my friendly local game stores or back in college when I was at my like wargaming club. We would run tournaments there, and I participated in those and had fun with them. But I never really got into the hyper competitive, like, I really felt like I had to win And so I never really felt motivated to like, I guess, try harder, or compared to some of the other people who were definitely like, I am in this game for the competitive scene. This is why I'm here. I just never got behind that. So like casual with family or just friends or whoever you're playing with, just like having a chill time, having it be a little bit more narrative driven because of that. I am totally down with that. So like that's my way to play. New models would be very cool. That would I don't know what the Hanuchi is specifically, unfortunately. Is that one of the Seraphon models or like factions that I'm just not aware of, or is that something else? Because like I'm not super familiar, but I agree. I mean, I expect we're gonna get plenty of new models revealed at this particular live stream. I mean, it's one of their bigger ones and they have so much to cover. They're not just going to be announcing books, although that would be ironic considering they just like they had that huge list of books that are no longer going to be relevant, and you know, which continues to make you look at them and go, well, then why are you producing some of these books when they're not even going to be relevant for a whole year? Because there are a couple of books on the list that are, you know, the rules are no longer valid or whatever, that have, I think, been around for less than a full year, and it just blows my absolute mind, which is one of the reasons why I'm hoping for 10th edition. Oh, okay, okay, good. The recently released Chameleons. Understood. I completely forgot what the name of that particular little faction of Chameleons was. You know, I never picked that one up. I probably should. I really liked the Chameleon in the first Underworld set. I liked actually all the lizards in that set. I painted them up in like a whole rainbow of colors. It was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. Let's see, is all right, they have, I'm gonna switch us over after I get us into full screen. I don't care about seeing chat. I don't want to sign up so that I can see your chat. I just want to go to full screen. There we go. We're going to switch over to their live stream just so we have a little bit of music in the background as we continue to chat. They're also got some questions on the screen if you guys want to answer them. If you know the answers, feel free to put them in the comments. And I'm going to jump ahead of the hosts of Warhammer Live. And as we continue to have people pour in, I would love to know where everybody is coming to us from tonight, or whether if it's even night for you. Because for me, it's like super late. It's not super late. It's almost 10 p.m., but it might be super early in the morning for you. I don't actually know. So tell me where you guys are watching from. I definitely think we're going to be getting some new units. I'm also going to turn down the... Is it too... Also, guys, let me know if it's too loud for you. Because they're quite loud for me, and I'm going to turn it down for myself. Oh my gosh, I can hear myself think again. I had my volume, personally my volume, very loud, and I was just like blaring music. I couldn't hear myself think, but now I feel a lot better. I can hear myself think. We've got people from Oklahoma and Toronto, Canada. Max, it's midnight for you? My man, I'm so sorry. That is a late, late evening. You're from Kiev? That's cool. Got some people from the UK. What time is it in the UK for you? Is it super early in the morning? You guys are 8 hours, I think, ahead of me right now. I don't actually know. Daylight savings and everything completely confuses me. I'm going to be very happy when that hopefully inevitably goes away. Hello, Haven Man 32. Good evening. Thankfully, it is not raining tonight. It's actually in the room that I'm in is actually quite warm, which is great because earlier today I was absolutely freezing. What was the name of the crashed Seraphon temple ship within the Narwood? I have no idea. I'm going to guess the Tongue of Topek. T-Poke. I'm sorry, I said that completely wrong. I was trying to be cool and maybe not fudge a word or a name, because I always fudge names totally horrifically. Oh, it was the Eye of Chotek. I was completely wrong. I like the Tongue of Teopek a lot better. I think that's a better name for a temple ship. Hopefully that did not offend our Seraphon fans in the in the audience. Oh my god, it's 5:55 a.m. for you? I mean, at least like that could just be the start of your day and then you can go to bed early tonight. I do like I assume this is going to be at least an hour and a half long stream, maybe 2 hours. I don't really know. Like I'm expecting a lot of things revealed and everything. Ooh, it is a good morning from Greece from YC Artech. That is awesome. Also, Greece sounds like a lovely place to live. Like I would love to visit Greece at some point. That just sounds delightful. Oh, Wolverine, you just finished your Custody Combat Patrol? That sounds lovely. If you're on Instagram, you should totally message me so that I can see them. I would love to take a look. I absolutely love taking a look at what people are working on. I'm also going to plug the Patreon for that reason, actually. If you want to be able to directly share things with me that you're working on, the best way to do so is join my Patreon because that gets you access to the Discord. There we go. Small plug away. I feel like that little obligation is out and we don't have to worry about it for the rest of the stream. Also, that's for those of you that are watching this later on YouTube. Hello to all of you YouTube watchers. Why is there angry? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I offend you with my answer? I didn't mean to anger you, my poor dinosaur friend. Hello from New Zealand. Not too early for you. That's good to hear. Oh, Mike isn't really here. You've got snow? That's exciting. I mean, I will admit I probably would freeze to death in snow legitimately now. I was actually talking with a chaos cultist. We were out on a walk and it was I don't know, probably like 60, maybe like a little bit colder than that. And this is in Fahrenheit for those of you that are in Celsius. I don't know what the conversion would be. But like it was like 60, maybe a little bit lower. And I was like, I am so cold. I was double layered. I had a hat on. I wish I had a scarf. I didn't have one. It probably would have helped. It was just so freaking freezing. And I was talking to him, I was like, if I actually was in snow and went somewhere that actually was colder and didn't live in California, I feel like I would immediately freeze to death in the winter because I would not be able to handle it. Because I've gotten so accustomed to temperature being roughly between like 65 to 75 degrees consistently through most of the year, and so any fluctuation below or above that destroys me. It absolutely destroys me. Okay, 7 p.m. is not too bad for you. Ooh, Max, you're painting some Night Lords. That is awesome. Do you have like the bat helmets? I love the bat helmets. They're so cool. Like low key, probably one of my actually all-time favorite factions of Space Marines, purely based on aesthetic. I just think they're like the color palette for their armor is really cool because I like the blues and reds because I feel like you end up getting a lot of blues and reds in their color palette sometimes, or at least that's what I have in my head. I don't actually know now if that's true. And then I love just the amount of uniqueness when it comes to their emblems and how they decorate their armor because I feel like their models always have a lot more things that make them stand out from each other than some of the other just more standard boxes of Space Marines. I don't know. I really, really like them. Oh my gosh, my chat just like completely jumped there. Really? Oh no, Max, I absolutely would not survive in Canada. Like I would love to visit Canada at some point. I actually really want to go to the mini wargaming like hotel thing that they have. That would just be so cool. And yeah, that's in Canada. Because they live up in Canada. So like I would love to go and visit that as well as do some other like cool just touristy things in Canada because like I'm one of those people that whenever I go to a foreign country, which I've been to a couple of them, I always end up doing the most like corny, stereotypical touristy things because I don't know, there's just something fun to me about that. So I'd end up doing something like that. But I think it'd be very fun. Although yes, I would probably need to bundle heavily if I went during the winter. because I would absolutely freeze to death. Hello. You might end up hearing my sweet, adorable cats start to meow. They just pushed their way into my door or opened my door and have now entered the room. So they may start to meow for attention. We'll end up finding out. Hello, Nell. Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here. You know what? That's fair, Mike. It is probably only fun until you have to drive 20 miles through it. I do remember in my youth living when it in a place where it snowed a little bit more heavily. We are officially beginning. Is everybody excited? Woo! Also, how do I sound? How do they sound? Are our volumes good? Do I need to adjust anything? I should probably turn them on. There you go. I realized you guys didn't have the music. You just had the visual. But it's okay. They just started. They're introducing themselves. We've got Eddie and Alex. We all know them. It's all good. Let me know how everybody's sound is good. If I sound good, they're good. We can hear everything.
If you're in the UK or in Europe or elsewhere.
Hi. Hello from Denver.
Waking up very early to see what's going on. So it's always nice to see people. Let us know where they're from. Loads of people in the chat there.
Oh my god, it's 18 degrees Fahrenheit right now. They're so cold. I would be frozen. I would be a popsicle.
From in bed, Chicago, all over the world. It's really nice to see.
Yeah. Couple of Nottinghams as well. So glad to see some people up early with us.
Yeah, very, very cool. So just a bit of context, I guess, for this show. So this is the Las Vegas Open preview.
The Las Vegas Open preview.
We're not in Las Vegas right now, but the Las Vegas Open is a huge.
I assume none of you are in.
And we're very
they could be a bit louder. Okay.
So we go to them, and the attendees at that event were lucky enough to see a whole bunch of cool new Warhammer reveals.
How is
about
that?
An hour ago at this point. So
that better for you guys? I boosted them a little bit.
One of the cool things you do get to do if you go to big Warhammer events where
I think it might also be their microphone. He's a little soft to me too. I think he's kind of like
all the good stuff that we're showing.
I don't know. The pop filter might be doing something weird.
All the rest of you guys around the world see all the cool new stuff that's coming. So.
Indonesia, hello.
Something for everybody as well. There's a little bit of
oh, you're lucky. You got 1 p.m. You're like chilling. It's the middle of your day. You can just, have a lunch break, watch this, and then get back to whatever you're doing for the rest of your day. Nice, perfect timing.
Up to a bit of hobby. So recently finished a couple of big projects for Orcs and Oryx for Age of Sigmar.
I have some Orc news for everybody coming to you tomorrow. I'm so excited. I really want to talk about it more. I'm sure some of you have probably figured it out. If you follow me on social media and everything, you'll have seen. Actually, if you saw the thing today, I don't really have to hide it. I'm unboxing some Joy Toy action figures tomorrow.
Just for fun.
And it's going to be awesome. I really, really like them. I think you guys are going to love them, and it is going to lead to some exceptional figure photography later. I am so hyped. And you guys all better go and watch the video tomorrow. Promise me. Pinky promised me that everybody's going to go and watch the video tomorrow.
Some direwolves.
Excellent.
For Curse City. So we'll get Warhammer questions.
Wolverine, you thankfully have not missed anything. They are just catching up on what they're doing for hobby projects right now, which I honestly think is a great thing for us to chat about as well. We've talked about where everybody's from and what temperature it is there and what time of day it is, because some of you, it is cold and late or very early in the morning, and I'm sorry for that. It's very late for me, but not too bad. At least I'm going to just immediately go to bed after this is over and just be done with it.
That's it.
But some of you, it's very early in the morning or super.
Along at home as well. If you've got any
I guess it's mostly just the early in the morning people that I feel the most bad for.
You guys are up to around the world.
Just to get to the hobby project, have been working on my Star Wars Legion. I have not actually gotten that much done on them because this week I kind of gave myself a little bit of a break, really focused on some gaming. I've been playing a lot of Star Wars: The Old Republic.
If you do have any questions,
but I'm very hyped for Dead Space this weekend, which that's what we're going to be live streaming on Saturday. I hope you guys are hyped.
Yeah, we get a lot of comments in the chat, so they disappear pretty fast if you don't let us know that you want to answer, basically.
I try to go to bed because I see that I have Caveman 32, you're in the same time zone, but you don't go to bed till midnight. I will admit, like, I normally go to bed around 11, but I start getting really sleepy around, like, 9:30, 10 o'clock. But I also get up, like, super, well, not super early, but I think relatively early compared to some people. Like, I'm normally up, because of my cats, starting around somewhere between 5, depending on how, like, aggressively hungry they're feeling, or 6 in the morning, and then like I'm out of bed by 7. So I tend to start pretty early in my day, so I'm tired by the end of the night. I also do a lot. I do a lot. Do a lot every day. I don't know about you guys, but I do a lot.
And if you're not there, keep an eye on the Twitch, because
yes, I did see the new Star Wars Lego helmets. I really liked the ads they had for that with the people cosplaying Rex and Cody. That was so good. I'm not, so I haven't gotten any of the helmets. I've only gotten in regards to like the figures like that are sculpts of actual figures. I've gotten the Probe Droid. But I admit I'm tempted by the Rex and Cody helmets, because I just love those characters.
Lots of interesting stuff in the chat. I think some of the things they're asking for, we might get
there might be a little bit of something.
We might have some of that stuff. We might have some of that stuff for you.
Mike, what do you mean by a video game about the crazy video games we're getting this year? Like, you just want me to do a, like, these are the games I'm looking forward to for the year that we know are coming? There are some, I guess there are some really good ones coming out.
And also
that I'm looking forward to. I can't think of any off the top of my head right now because I'm a little too tired for that. There's a Star Wars game that I know that I'm looking forward to. Obviously, Dead Space, the remake or remaster or whatever it is that they're doing. I'm very much looking forward to that, because I've actually never played that game. I've watched people play it. I've seen some Let's Plays of it and watched those through, but I've... Everybody cease. We're watching the first video. Squad. Ooh, some new Space Marines. Oh, these are the guys with the guns that we saw in like a preview that I remember earlier, and I was confused by the gun. Ooh, I like the Dreadnought. I like his claws. Okay. So we got a new fancy battle box, which includes the Space Marines and the new Dreadnought. That is looking pretty hype. What are you guys thinking?
Yeah, so this is Strike Force Augustus. This is a new Space Marine box that's on its way very soon.
New Space Marine Strike Force.
The main thing really about this box is that it is the first place you can get a few brand new Space Marine units. And there's some pretty cool stuff in the box. So
come here, kitty cat.
The most obvious thing that you'll spot there first is that there is a new close combat oriented Dreadnought.
I do like the Dreadnought. I think the Dreadnought is by far my favorite part about this box set. I'm not sure it's one that I personally would want to get. I'm a little like... I don't know. I'm not super into just standard Space Marines right now, but that Dreadnought is sweet looking.
But this Dreadnought is available to every chapter, basically. So
yes, everybody boo the loyalists. We want chaos and veto.
Combat variant turns it up to 11.
Also,
with,
say hello to Jack, everybody. He's here to join the stream.
Scaling off against some Fire Warriors who are
matches
for a pretty
my
bad
ears.
day. It's a wrecking machine in combat.
So it's based on the Redemptor chassis, so it's the same kind of height, same kind of weight.
Yeah, that. So
I don't know why your Furioso is painted blue on that box, sir. It should definitely be red. At least it's red on this.
Around the shoulders, just because of the way that the kind of
don't rub your cute little face against the microphone. They don't want to like hear your fuzz.
It's got a good few options in the kit, which is worth calling out. So
cat,
you've got
everybody say hello to the cat
on the front there as default, but you can have heavy bolters as well if you want a slightly more ranged option. You get a choice between talons and fists. The talons have got a little bit more close combat punch.
They do look pretty steampunky. I'll give you that, Mike. I absolutely agree. They, that makes me like them a little bit more. Oh, he has said, "I am having enough with you. If you're not feeding me, I'm not interested."
Kind of leading into that kind of bolter archetype. You can kit it out with 4
There you
rapid fire
go.
bolters
Some nice
and
addition to
2
your
heavy bolters
Templars.
and
I
some
could see
stubblers.
that.
So
I can
even
see
though
that.
it's
Oh,
combat
them in a
you can still
sleek
contribute
black
quite
color
a lot.
tone.
That's a lot.
Nice. I can picture it.
Shooting phase. I think the most popular option though is probably going to be people going double multi.
Dude, that is GW's MO right now, is to make things look slightly overcomplicated. There's, I don't know, I like it sometimes. I didn't get a good look at them. I hope they'll show them to us again here in a minute, but they really want to focus on the Dreadnought. He's on the box. So we're going to focus on him. He's the big cool
Redemptive
thing.
Dreadnought's already hit pretty hard in combat, right? So like this is going to hit even harder. It's going to get more attacks and rerolls and things like that.
Prefer your guns over your pure melee.
It's going to make a mess, and especially in the current Grand Tournament pack where you can outflank this guy.
Oh yeah, you're right. He does have claws like the Furiosa Dreadwood. You know, I hadn't actually put that together. You're right. See, you're always thinking.
One arm swinging forward, one arm going back. You can feel this guy stomping across the battlefield.
Yeah, it's a cool pose, and because it's a
Ooh, lion being revealed, that could definitely be a potential. I could also see it being on the other flip side, maybe being a reveal of the wolf. One or the other, I think, is a huge possibility. I think personally I would prefer it to be the lion, but you know what? I know that there's a lot of people out there who are really looking for the wolf to come back. Everybody wants Russ to arise. I don't know, fling himself wildly out of the warp and just land in front of the space wolves, howl majestically and lead them into glorious battle. I feel like that is just what should happen.
So the Desolation Squad.
All right, here's our Desolation Squad. Yeah, see, I think I might agree with you. I think they might be a little overcomplicated. I don't know if I really like the weird covers.
So up until this point,
because the way that they painted them makes them look slightly like they're supposed to be little reflectors.
Obviously missing from the offer.
And I don't know. I don't like the look of it. What do you guys think?
Unit. So you had to kind of rely, if you wanted to kill something that was more than about 36 inches away, you sort of had to rely on.
Do I think that the Adeptus Mechanicus takes scares?
They fit the same sort of thing that you would have previously
of Dreadnought Claws, like Manicures,
Heavy Bolter, Missile Launcher, Devastator unit.
Did I misread that, or am I just like
options in the kit?
I definitely think that they. Yes, I do think. Yeah, the Adeptus Mechanicus give the Dreadnoughts Manicures. 100%. I think that's what you meant.
Or super crack missiles, and they've also all got another underslung missile launcher. So between the
we don't know yet.
Sergeant and options for the guys and the underslung missile launchers,
and Anon. We don't know if they have unlocked the Lion yet, but it's a potential of a reveal today. We have no idea.
You like the look of Primaris Space Marines, and let's face it, they look really cool. You don't now need to rely on either putting in some vehicles.
I mean, honestly, what we should do with them is use them as terrain at this point, I feel like, because they're going to be tiny in comparison to all the modern tanks. But yes, we should absolutely carry them Chaos Cultist. That is absolutely what we should do.
Yeah, I mean, you still can if you want to, like, but they give you the option to have your all Primaris.
Dude, if they brought the con back, I would flip out, because that would be so unexpected. I love that idea. Bring back somebody that no one has been, like, or not no one, but a lot of people have not been talking about, and because they've been focusing so much on Russ or the Lion. Like, I dig it. I dig it.
That's the point. They're probably, like, sitting at the back, like, rocking up on a piece of terrain.
Oh my god, they are kids like 10-year-olds with Nerf guns, with those oversized guns with all the like stuff on them, and just being like, oh, I'm so cool looking.
On top of the missiles as well.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, much in the same way that we get a bunch of captains, we all need more lieutenants.
This is something that Space Marine players have asked for. Not necessarily a Primaris Lieutenant. You've got quite a lot of those. This is a really flexible kit. That's the thing that makes this. So
it's going to be a flexible kit, though. Okay.
Not only has new options, but also has lots of the current options for Primaris Lieutenants included within it. So you've got things like, you've got a bolt rifle, you've got power swords,
You mean the 9th edition rules? Yes, the 9th edition rules are definitely overcomplicated. They have bloated so much. It's one of the reasons I'm super hoping for 10th. I don't know if we'll get it, but who knows?
You can lean into both. What would you like your Primaris Lieutenant to be armed with in terms of what combat roles you're fulfilling? So, you know, is he standing at the back with the
I completely agree. I think the Nerf gun comment from the Chaos Cultist totally nailed that. Because they totally look like Nerf guns.
And also, what's your chosen chapter of choice? So if you're going for that kind of ultramarine look, you might want that kind of Romanesque looking designs. Or if you want something a bit like plainer, or you can have robes, no robes, helmet, no helmet.
Yeah, no, I completely
but
agree with
it's
you,
a really,
Wolverine.
really
the
nice
9th edition rules
multi-part
are
kit with
so
loads of options. You can
overcomplicated
build it
right
in
now.
dozens of
Like,
different
it's one of the
ways,
reasons I haven't
to
been
fit in
playing, and
with
I've been playing
either
more
your
Star Wars
aesthetic or
Legion.
your chosen chapter or your
Although I
chosen
do
battlefield
still
style
love the
or
models that
whatever, really. And you
Games
can buy this
Workshop
kit
comes
10
out with.
times
Like,
and build
even
it.
if I'm not
This feels
super
like a-
into
a
Space
great
Marines
successful
right now, I
Black
can't
Hole,
deny the fact that these are
captain kit.
gorgeous
Yeah, it's a little
sculpts.
bit like that.
Like,
yeah.
they
So
put a lot of
it's
attention
something
to
that,
detail. They go
Warhammer
together
40,000
generally
fans rightly
pretty
enjoy,
well.
right, is being
So
able
I
to
really
customize
can't fault them on
their
that.
heroes and
But
characters
good
and go,
lord,
I
can
don't
they
just
not
want Space
handle
Marine
their
character,
own
I want
rules
my
right
Space
now?
Marine.
Like,
My
I was
Space Marine
talking with the
Lieutenant,
Chaos
I want to feel
Cultist,
like he's part
and
of
one
my
of the things
army,
that we were
especially if
thinking it'd be
you're,
super cool if they
doing
ended
something
up
like a Crusade
doing
Force, where you
is,
want to give every model
like,
a story and a
if Games
background.
Workshop
This sort
would
of kit lends
simply
itself really nicely to
take
it.
the
And that's it,
Warhammer
as you
Plus
said, you
app
can say if you
and
picked
make
up 2 or
it
3 of these, you can make them
$20, maybe
individual.
$30
Whereas
a
to
month
say
or
getting
something
a
like
mono
that.
pose miniature
But
and
make
everything
it
can do.
have
Absolutely,
every
and there's
single
loads of,
rule with
interchangeability between this kit
every
and lots of other
update
kits
that
as well.
ever
So,
comes out
if
for
you've got
all
this
of their
and
game
some
systems,
Primaris
all of them.
intercessors or something, you
Warhammer
can
40k,
quite happily swap
Age of
between
Sigmar,
kits, which is one of the nice things
Warcry,
about the Space Marine options is,
everything.
you know,
I
heads
Horus
and
Heresy,
bolters
all of
and
it. I
weapon
want
arms
all
and
of the
stuff
rules
are relatively
on
easy
the app.
to swap between the two.
That if you pay for the
And Tactical Rock as
subscription,
well.
you
Oh,
get
yes.
access
Just
to
so
the
you know,
rules.
he's
I
boss.
think,
There's
like,
a little
I
Chaos Space
think
Marine
at
helmet
least
on the
me
base there as well.
personally,
Just,
it would solve a lot
sucks
of
to be
my
that guy.
problems
Someone's got
with
to do
how
it.
they distribute rules and
I
how
do
they
like the
money
way
gouge in
everything is
places
kind of
where I really
shifting.
feel like they
So
shouldn't
long gone is those kind of
unnecessarily, and I think a
static
lot of that
poses.
ends up coming through
You've
got
books.
some momentum
This
to
would
it, doesn't it?
eliminate
That's
that
it. You
problem,
can
and
see
I think
the
it would just
tabard
make
on
the
the
app
Imperial Fist there, that it's
so much more
swishing,
appealing,
but
and I
it's
think just
swishing in
like
the same
personally, I
direction
think the
that he's
community would be
clearly
hyped about
stood.
that. They'll
Yeah,
never
so
actually do it.
It's got
Like
nice
I
momentum. Even
I
the one that's
fully
standing
acknowledge
still
and
and pointing
understand.
has got a
Like
little bit of,
without
like, momentum behind it.
a major
It's very
change
nice. But
happening,
yes,
Games
it's a lovely
Workshop
little
will
kit.
never
Really,
do that.
really
But that's my pipe
good
dream.
bunch of options in there.
I don't even
some
remember
new
why I
tactical
brought that up,
options,
but that's my
but
pipe
I think the
dream.
main thing really is that it's just really flexible, and it's nice to have a
Yes.
Space Marine character kit that you can do a lot of stuff with and does a lot of work for you.
Dude, Noise Marines would be
Cool.
amazing.
So that's not the only box set that's on the way. We also have the Wrath of the Soul Forge King. So this is we know that we've got Azrael from the Dark Angels, and we've got Vashtor on the way. And this box set is the first place that be able to pick up those new miniatures.
I like it.
much
I think
like
it's a
we're saying
fun
actually
set,
about the other
and
sets,
I am not
box sets,
opposed to this
with
being
the
a way
Dreadnought and
for me
the
to
new
pick
Space
up the
Marines
new
will
Demon
be the first place
Prince.
you can get those miniatures,
Or I don't know
they'll
if
be
is
released
he a
separately in
Demon
future
Prince?
the same goes for this.
Or I don't
So
remember.
Vashtor and Azrael square
Vashtor,
off
whatever
in
his
this
name
box
is.
set,
Vashtor?
the
No.
first place to be able to get
Yes,
hold of them.
Vashtor, I think his
and this
name
is
is.
a battle that is set on the rock itself. So this ties into the third book in the Arcs of Omen series, where effectively the Dark Angels chapter Fortress has been infected with the
Just listening to the lore for a second. I'm not actually up to date with what's going on.
Azrael and his Dark Angels, his Deathwing.
Oh,
and
I just realized the
Primaris
little
troops are trying to
robed
purge,
guy there who I can't remember what
Vashtor
his
and
name
minions
is specifically,
from
but the one that's holding the sword. I
It's a
love
pretty
that
quick
little
setup.
figure.
I know we
It's
said
so
this
cute.
last time when
One of the
we were
reasons I like the
recording,
Dark
but
Angels.
Vashtor's
I
skin,
do also.
every time I see it, the
I
idea that
enjoy
stretched
their
over almost
Terminators.
like a
I enjoy their
mechanical body
Terminators a
is
lot.
just
They're
wonderful, and you
chonky.
can see the
They look
similarities
great.
between him and
I love the
Iterators
bone
that come in
coloring
response.
for their armor.
Yes, it's a nice mix
very,
of
very
stuff on
nice.
both sides. So on the Dark Angel side, you've got a mix of new Primaris and.
What do you mean
your,
we don't need
Deathwing
more of that
Terminators,
Spider Mech
and
Chaos
on
Cultist? We
the
don't have
Chaos side,
any Spider
very
Mech. We
heavily
don't have
leans
him.
into that kind of twisted.
I mean, I guess,
sort
and
of look.
and
So
we have some
you've
broken
got some mortal
spikes on
troopers,
our
which,
big like
you know,
little
if we're entirely
walker
honest, they're
spider
probably
dude.
just for
If that's the
sacrifices
Spider
and
Mech you're
cannon
talking,
fodder,
that's the
but you've
Spider
also got
Mech
things
you
like
mean.
Obliterators
We
and Venom Crawlers, which are the natural.
we could use I could use
allies
I could
to
use more, and then
Vashtor,
we
who
could
sits
bake
happily
some of
within
them
any,
into other things.
Chaos Space Marine force, but
could make
has
art
a
with
particular
them.
affinity to things like.
I don't know. I can
Obliterators that
justify it.
kind
I
of
can
have
justify
that
it. We'll talk later.
techno-virus. There's a
Yes, the
kind of
Watchers in the
aspect of
Dark.
chaos, I
Thank
suppose,
you,
which is
thank
like the
you. That's
infection
what they're
of the
called.
machine, which Vashtor symbolizes and represents. You also get a sense in that shot of like how
We do
how
need
big
some
he is
Tau
as a
stuff,
model.
though.
So
I
he's
agree.
He's a big guy.
I
kind of,
completely agree.
Bellicor size. And then in terms of how this fits into your Arcs of Omen story, we've got Abaddon. Book 1 is already out in the world. Angron is on its way very, very soon. so you'll be able to read part 2 soon. Which
AKA, they're probably going to put it up for pre-order over the weekend.
Primarch of the World Eaters fits into the story, and then this box set.
If I had to make a guess based off that comment,
book 3, which is Vashdor, which is coming along in spring, which is also not too.
There you go. See.
So the name
Alaxel Plode
Soulforge King How does the
Axel explode. Axel explode. I can read. I swear. I do have eyes and they do work sometimes.
Yes,
I think that is a great
So he's the soul
justification
Forge
for buying
like
the box. You
where Vashtor
want
sets
the
up shop
Dark
and
Angels?
makes his diabolical
These
machines
packs
and
with
things.
the demons.
No, wait. The
Yeah.
DTs?
Pretty much.
Brilliant.
But yeah. So 2 very cool new Warhammer 40,000 box sets.
And then
on the way.
your roommate
One
wants the
just a pack
chaos?
full of Space
Perfect.
Marines,
Perfect,
one that's a
perfect,
mix of
perfect.
Some good Space Marines and some Chaos Space Marines.
Yeah.
Cool times. Right, that's not it. We got loads more stuff
No,
to show.
indeed.
We have loads more
Should
things.
we
Shush,
roll on to the
kitty.
next video? I think we've got a little bit of Age of Sigmar for you guys.
Age of Sigmar. Let's see what we're getting. Are we getting the Seraphon? Or the Lizard Men? Stars? Normally is...
Beasts cries out for aid. All is well.
Yeah! Lizard Men!
Beasts of our own.
I like it. Ooh! Oh my god, look at what they're writing! I love them. Ooh! Oh, I like these so much! They're chickens. They're good. They kind of remind me of chocobos. I actually really, really like them. Oh, Source Warriors. So this is a refresh. If they're like giving you brand new Source Warriors, that's cool. If I was a Lizard Man fan, personally, I feel like I'd be very happy with these. I like the Raptidon Chargers. They're so good. Oh, look at their little mohawks. Oh, that banner is also excellent. The Slan Star Master. I really like the sculpt on his head. Fat Frog! Woo! New lizards! Everybody's hyped! Everybody's hyped. I am pleased. I am personally pleased. I hope that you guys who were hoping for lizard men are pleased.
A very good plan.
Oh, he's got a good plan, guys.
Let's go.
Look at the little skink on it. Oh. Did you see the little skink on his, like, platform sitting next to the giant fat frog?
Absolutely stunning.
Oh, it was like albino and I loved it.
Brand new range of Seraphon miniatures.
Look at
which
it.
Are on the way.
Oh, it's so
and,
good.
We can reveal the first of those miniatures today.
I also like the
worth saying
purple
before
gem
we
in the
get into
front.
detail
That
that
is
this
lovely.
This is not all of the Seraphon that are coming. There are a whole bunch.
You know, I
There's been a very busy
am
time.
very
They've
tempted.
been making lots of new, dreaming up lots of
I am
new,
very tempted
Seraphon,
to pick
and
up.
there's loads of new things on the way, and we can show you the first of those kits
If
today.
this comes in a
Absolutely
set, like if this
incredible,
ends up being a
models.
box, like
Starting
set
off with
in the
the
same
Slan
way that the
Starmaster,
Space
who
Marines
is,
got their little strike
if you're not
force.
familiar with the way that the
If this is
Seraphon
a
work,
Seraphon
this is
box
the
set,
general of the force,
I'm
but also
tempted.
like a really powerful wizard.
Because I really like
not
painting lizard men. Like they
particularly
work so
physically capable,
well with
but
contrast.
one of them
I
are
have
the
realized
fastest
I have not been
spellcasters in
paying
the Mortal
attention
Realms.
too much to
They've
chat
been in
for like the
Warhammer
last
for a
2
really
minutes.
long
So hold
time
on,
now.
let me
They're
catch up
kind
with
of
you.
part of the
Finally,
deep
new
lore
warriors,
of
Hug Wolf. I
the old
completely
world
agree
and
with you. I didn't
into,
actually even know we were
Warhammer
getting
Age
new
of Sigmar.
warriors, but it's super hyped to
But
see
this-
them.
this model
I
is
love seeing a
super
refresh
cool.
on the
Like, it's got
line
loads of
because that
things
means
really
you're going to
interesting
get a
about it.
lot of
It's
sprinkling of new
clearly,
models. I feel
a
like
really powerful
down the line
spellcaster.
because they
There's
want to
lots of
just
fun
refresh
stuff
everything
going
to
on
make
with
them
the
all,
Paladin
you know,
that you can
synergize
kind
and
of
everything.
carry
So I'm
around
very
on,
hyped for
some
that.
arcane tech mixed with kind of Aztec-y jungle styles. There's lots of
Jack, that's
really
because
fun
the
little
current
details that you
40k
start to see as
rules
you
are
kind of have a
just
look at it.
completely
We were going
bonkers
over
right
it before,
now.
weren't we? Kind of picking
Like,
up some
don't
of the
worry
details.
yourself about
Yeah,
not getting
we've
your head
seen
wrapped
the
around them.
same kind of
They're
thing
all
with
over the
Quirk
place.
when
They're
his
super
model came
bloated.
out.
My recommendation,
That
pick up the
massive,
miniatures that you like
like Star
painting,
Ranger who's almost
work on the
sitting
army that you're
to
interested
see
in,
these guys
maybe
get the
grabbing
same
things
sort of
there and
treatment
there
is
as you want
fantastic.
to. But really
I really
wait
like
for
all the
10th edition to
little
come
kind of
out
critters.
and just
Yes.
see where
Side
that's
on
going to
it, so
go.
you can
Because
see on this
that'll
image already, you've got
restart
the
everybody
feathered
from,
serpents that's
you
flying
know,
around,
fresh
there's
and
obviously,
hopefully be not as
little
bloated.
penguin.
That's my
there's just
recommendation.
chameleons and frogs and
I-
serpents and all sorts.
Jeff, that's an
You've got the
excellent
skink
question. Why
attendants,
can't they do
you've
this
got
for
one of the nice
Eldar?
things about
Get
this
the
kit is you've
Eldar.
got a lot
Well,
of
they
options,
did.
so you've
They
got
did do
different
this a
ways you
little
can
bit
build
for
the
Eldar.
plan.
They did
So
refresh
you
some
can
of their
see some of
models.
the options on screen there.
Look
So
at the
itself,
details on this thing.
like a mace, you
Oh,
can have
I love the
crystal skull thing,
fat
you can
frog
have
with
different
the like
faces, you can have
headdress.
You've got a choice of skink attendants, so you can either have the
Oh, look at the purple frog as
suppose,
well. Oh my
the
god.
albino assistant there.
It's so
painted up as almost like your
cute.
scribe assistant, or you can have the little warrior.
I love the
maybe
scribe assistant
giving them
though.
some
I don't
tactical
think I could
advice
not
on
put the
maybe
scribe
how
assistant.
best
Can I
to
end up
lead the
having
skink
both?
legions.
Like, are they
There's
attached to, like,
different
is that little
options
frog
you can
attached
build
to
on
the piece
palanquin
of
itself, so you
terrain,
can
or
have
do you
different
think he's
lifts
like a
and things.
separate thing
So again, if you
so that I
wanted
can
to
put
have
him
multiple of this,
elsewhere and
now
have
most
both? Because
Seraphon
that's what I
armies
would
probably only
do.
have one
Oh,
Star
yeah,
Master, but if you really want to lean into the magic,
I
and
definitely
more
think
of it,
we're
or
going to
you
be
just
getting
wanna
10th
have
edition
your
in
own
June.
one
Like,
be
there's been
customized,
strong
you've got a few
indication
options
of
there
it.
to
I think like
make
there's
your own
been
set
some
different.
rumors and out there
I like
and
the
like
little
leaks
bowls
of it
like,
really
are
feels
they
that
insects
way.
that
I'm
he's
hoping
probably
that
chowing
maybe
down
we'll
on?
get
'Cause, I mean,
confirmation
you
of
know,
that
you
at
might
the
be
end
a
of
transcendent
this
being who you
preview.
want
Like
in the universe,
I
but you're
don't
also
expect them to
involved
talk
with
about
people,
10th
right? So
edition
you gotta have
much
that
at all.
in
If they
you.
do at
You
all,
get hungry
what I'm
hovering
expecting
around.
is a
Absolutely,
little
yeah, it's
teaser
how
like
we work, isn't it?
preview at the
Something all
very
those,
end of this
Seraphon
live
cannot do.
stream where they're
But
like,
just a
it's
really, really
coming
lovely
or
kit,
something,
and
and
that's
we
also
can
really
all,
nicely
you know,
alongside the
get
Croak kit if
super
you've
super
already got that.
excited.
I think it's great. Like,
Dude,
the
I
standard
started
models
in
have
5th
always been
edition, Dan.
really
That
nice
was a
centerpiece
great
kits, but I
edition
think
of
this one
Warhammer 40k.
just
Completely
is
agree with you.
gone
Great
beyond.
one.
It's like a step above even the really nice models we've seen.
Albino used to be the
There's a
blessed
level
mark of the old ones. That's cool. I didn't know that. I love that little lore.
To make him look like he's flying.
Like when I love when that lore gets
Long
tied
gone
in
are
that
the,
way.
The little plastic support.
He is a thick, thick boy. I also love the blue coloring they use. Although I do love the green color tone that they used as well. If you guys have watched my channel for any period of time, you know that I paint a lot of green skins, whether it be orcs, whether it be tied to my Death Guard, just with their green armor, or sometimes the green poxwalkers. Or right now, even with my Shadow Collective miniatures for Star Wars Legion, the Black Sun and the Pike both have green flesh tones, so I have an affinity for green flesh. I don't know what that says about me, but I'm okay with it.
Well, that's always been the thing with the Seraphon, right? Is that they've underneath all of what looks like
they're
fairly
chaos marks for the. Ooh, that's really
and
cool. That makes me like him even more.
Primitive.
Oh, I love it.
You've got like threads of metal.
Oh yeah,
super.
super. Well, no, he's hovering.
Like, well,
he's using his magics to keep himself hovering, and the vines are just, you know, hanging off dramatically and very cool. Although I do admit, I love they did make him float very like majestically off of just the vines. Kudos to the designer of this model for making it look super awesome.
They've got connections to things like the old ones, so there could be some really, really ancient tech in that chair. We just don't know. We don't know if it's powered by the slan itself levitating it, or if there's ancient technology.
It's levitating. They said so.
And then, to what extent do the slan know that it's
who knows?
technology?
You know, but that's kind of the fun, right? Like one of the.
That's true. That was when Grey Knights ended up getting added new. One of the people that was playing in the Wargaming club I was part of picked them up as soon as they released and was super hyped about it.
Yes.
In terms of you don't really know what fully what they're about. Even their allies are like, we think they're the good guys. We're pretty sure.
You're not wrong, CC. They are definitely. They're definitely being supported by just those vines, I will admit. So it is very, very impressive. I do wonder, like, what the weight is, how hollow is it? Yes, these are the guys that I am most hyped about. Look at those happy little faces. They are so happy to be running. They're like,
two different variants. You get the Raptidon Hunters and you get the Raptidon
so good. I love it. And the Mohawks. The Mohawk is great. Honestly, the paint job really sells these boys for me. But I do like the textures.
The Seraphon.
I love that they're all doing that trick of standing up on the back of the beast as well. You know what horse riders always do when they're like trying to show off and stuff. They're like, listen, this is just how we ride normally. I really like the banner.
They can do a little bit of shooting, a little bit of combat. They're quite fast. They can,
you know, Bart, I hope more women get into 10th edition as well. It would be really cool if that ended up happening.
Charges, which are your more
they gotta work on the bloat of the rules, though, I think, like, just for everybody's sake. Like, get rid of the bloat of 9th edition. Move into 10th, clean it up, just make it simple.
Purple mace
they make you want barbecue wings? Sir, you cannot eat the chocobo. We ride the chocobo. They are our friends, our beasts of burden, not our food. Don't eat them.
Basically, so they kind of fit into.
They really do look so happy.
And from a lore perspective, what you're seeing is.
I do love the skinks on their backs too.
As the age of the beast kind of dawns and Kragnos wakes.
They are naked attack chickens. That's a good way to describe them. They're scaly attack chickens.
Have started to open.
They're raptor attack
chickens.
chickens.
Or maybe in some cases have never opened.
I do really love the faces. Like, I just can't get over how happy their smiles are. Like, just look at that little grin. Right, you guys can't see where I'm pointing. Hold on.
even though they're kind of on the path set out by the old ones, they're not immune to the effects of.
I have no idea if you're seeing my mouse or not.
Realms, and particularly,
but it's a good grin. He's so happy.
That we're in now has started to awaken a slightly more primal instinct within the Seraphon, and we're seeing these new creatures.
I am not going to lie, Edgar.
The Raptidon
I don't know what the difference between that is. Between Chocobo Qui and Chocobo Warp.
They are. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'd want.
This is me admitting that I'm a fake geek girl. Not actually. I'm absolutely not. But I actually don't know Final Fantasy that well. I was never a big Final Fantasy player back in my youth, and I haven't played that much of it in like my adulthood either. The one that I've actually played the most is 10 and 12. Although I have completed 7. I just don't really like. I didn't spend a lot of time with the chocobos in the game, so I don't remember the difference. So I can't answer that.
I think has kind of captured a very
Forever attack chickens. I agree. Canon accepted.
Sort of, it almost looks like an illustration.
Oh, we're a work household? Well, Chaos Cultist says that we're a work household, so I will accept and concede to that, and that is my answer now. So, just kidding, we're a work household all the way. Yeah! Ow, I just punched my headphones. Good on me.
It's a really fun addition to the range. It fits really nicely in.
That's it. It continues the aesthetics, particularly with the bands around the tail. You would say, like, with the Carnosaur.
I see. Is that where like
I think they're lovely. I think
is it like a frill difference? Like what is the difference between the two? Like is it coloring? Is it like the head shape? Like are we talking about like different feather like plumage?
You can really treat yourself with a Seraphon.
I guess I could look it up. Hold on.
Have every color in the entire rainbow is available to you, and actually like. You know, you almost want to try and use everything, right? Because they should look like a riot of color. You should have, you know, reds and blues and greens and purples and pinks and especially on something like this, which has got actual plumage. There's no reason you couldn't have this in ridiculous amounts of color if you wanted to. But equally, if you want to get your army on the battlefield very quickly, there's a lot of texture in there. So something like a contrast paint.
Oh, it's the noise they make. I see. I understand now.
Sitting up.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
standing on the back.
One with their mouth.
Yeah, I think I like warp better. I think it's a more
Seraphon and the Lizardman before them is that the riders have traditionally.
I feel like that's in my head. Like imagining it being said like a chocobo, I feel like that sounds cuter in my head. But I don't know. I'd have to listen to them.
Between the rider and the mount.
Oh my god, we have 100 viewers? That's awesome. Hello to all of you who are lurking and everybody that's been in chat chatting with me. You guys are awesome. That's awesome. I think that might be one of my like bigger streams. That is so cool. Thank you guys. Thank you for everybody for being here. Look how cool these Saurus warriors look.
The Saurus warriors that we've got at the moment.
I really think they're handsome.
Quite cool models, but I think this.
I like the way I feel like Games Workshop has really retweaked how they approach doing their Lizardman faces. Like the skinks feel very similar to what I remember the older skink sculpts looking like, but the Sauruses I feel like are more detailed and have a little bit of a crisper feel. And I don't remember if the like the helmeted crown portion that goes back over their head, if that was quite as like cool and prominent. Honestly, like I like the shape they have to it now, and I don't remember it being quite that shape. So I'm really liking these redesigns.
Before, so if the old Seraphon shields were very much scales, yeah, with like. Whereas these
hello, Okami. Welcome to the live stream. Happy to have you here. We are looking at some Seraphon right now, just to catch you up. Oh, I love that green color scheme. I also love the way they did the glow.
The weapons as well are a nice mix of brutal.
I love when they show alternate color schemes from like the standard one that they picked for the bulk of their art.
Things they're not like the weapon of an Uruk or a Beastman or something, but equally, it's still a massive mace, right? It's still like a huge lump of stone that's going to kill you.
It's cleanly made.
Yeah.
They do have a little bit of the Land of the Wasp feel. I can give you that.
The paint schemes I think on these is worth calling out.
Okay, that's what I thought. I remember them being smaller. I like these being like chunkier, and I like that on some of them it looks like it almost like blends into their back spikes a bit more, which I think is really cool. Although I also can imagine myself like grabbing them from above and like stabbing my hand and palm directly on that upper spike. So that will be fun.
that live
that'll
in
be
the realms
fun.
themselves.
Flesh
and
and blood.
Flesh and blood. And the longer they spend in the realms, the more they become attuned to the realm itself, and kind of great jungles and things spawn out across the mortal realms, but the longer they live there. And you can see that represented in the 2 paint scheme. So I think you've got one
they
that's very
absolutely.
ethereal,
You're
glowing
absolutely
from
right
the
with that,
inside,
Big Zug.
and
They
even the kind of
completely
weapons on that have
took
got
some
that kind of
cues
slightly
from Total War
purplish
Warhammer.
magic
I
glow.
completely agree with you, and
for
I'm
me, the one on the
happy to
right
see
is my
that.
favourite, just 'cause it reminds me of one of my first armies ever.
This
which
was a thing that I
was
had
again,
a
way
massive
back when,
complaint about when
which painted
it
in
was
kind of
during
classic
Total
green,
War Warhammer
very
2.
definitely
3 was
feeling
not
like a
out yet,
real living
and they were
reptile creature.
advertising.
Very little.
I don't
magic
remember if it
about
was an
this guy. He almost
expansion
looked like a
or
crocodile
that
with a
3
sword.
was on its
That's kind of-
way,
those two
or
extremes
just to
almost
like
populated by
they
that
were
paint scheme.
advertising
And
maybe
obviously you
Total
can pick
War
on whatever
Warhammer
colour you
2
want.
in
You've
general.
got that
This
kind
might
of
have been on the
blue,
the
looks very
like
cool, I think
login
it's like a nice
page
colour scheme,
before you
but
actually
the
get into the
idea
game.
that
So maybe they
it
were
can
just
either be
advertising
this
Total
full
War
spectrum
Warhammer
of being all
2
the way
as like
from
this cool thing to play.
celestial
But
demon
what they
on
ended up
to
doing
angry crocodile
was they
man,
were like,
and anything
here,
in between
you
gives
can play
almost
in this
limitless
game
potential
and
how
then
you can
also
take
go
them.
play the
I think
tabletop where
Seraphon
you could
armies,
run, and it was
especially
tied
with
to the
this new ring, are gonna
Seraphon.
be just a treat for
Seraphon,
people.
and I was so angry because I was
Yeah,
like, this
and
is
of course,
not
that
the
means
same
that,
game.
so there
Like,
is a Seraphon
Warhammer
Battlefront on the way.
Fantasy and
This is a
Age
bit
of
of an update to
Sigmar
the
play
roadmap for
totally
Warhammer Age of
differently,
Sigmar.
and
There is
they
gonna
aren't
be a
even
very,
like
very busy few
one to
months
one
for
with the
Warhammer Age of
models or
Sigmar.
who
We
those
know-
characters
yeah, we know
are.
this
Like, they're
weekend we
not
have
the
Beast
same
Chaos
characters.
coming, Beast like
Marathi is
Gifts.
not the same
You
person in
pre-order
Age of
those until
Sigmar
Saturday.
as
There
she
are
would
another
be
5
in Total War
battle tomes
Warhammer 2. So the
on the
fact that they
way,
were
none of which
advertising them as like
we've
being
announced. Before Seraphon
swappable,
comes out,
like here,
you've got
play
an
this
order
digital
battle
version
tome,
and
2
now go
paint
play
battle
this
tomes,
tabletop
2
version,
death
I was
battle
so
tomes, and then
irritated.
you've got Seraphon, and that's all within pretty much the
Spring
next
Blood
3
for
months.
the Lizard
Yeah.
God,
That's it.
yes.
So you're almost getting 2 battle tomes a month.
Pretty
Oh,
much, yeah. It's gonna be a
Triceratops
good
skull
time for Warhammer
helmets?
Age of Sigmar.
That
And
sounds so
we've had a
cute.
bit of a battle
I
tome
do
gap,
miss some of the
guess,
old designs
since
from
we've
both
had a
like
few things
Warhammer
come out, but,
Fantasy as well as 40k.
there's a lot of fun stuff on the way. And
We
there's
got to
there's
look at a
lot
few of the books that
really,
are
really good
upcoming for you
miniatures
Age of
as well.
There's a
Sigmar
little bit
fans.
for everybody, because we saw one order.
The winter,
2
spring,
death,
and summer
and-
lineup
you've got some
of
destruction,
what
so
I'm assuming is the
Glintbites,
battle
obviously,
tunes
have got
and
that's
rules
the new
updates.
destruction, you've got a couple of death ones in there. There's some chaos stuff. Yeah, all the Grand Alliances get some new things.
I am really happy to see the
Seraphon
Seraphon.
get particularly spoiled. So I
Seeing
think if you're a
dinosaurs is
Seraphon
always
fan,
cool.
What we've shown you today, which is already pretty sweet.
I do think
is
they
an
are
even
going to
half
be
of the
talking
new
about
stuff that's
Horus
coming.
Heresy models. I don't know if they're going to be the models specifically, but Horus Heresy,
times.
Horus Heresy is definitely
Speaking of
one of the
jungles
topics.
and mortal realms and stuff, should we jump
Yes,
to our next video?
indeed.
Oh, we're going to the next video. Warcry. Ooh. What an interesting helmet. Ooh, I like them. Ooh, look at the wolf boy. The claws of Karnak. I like the helmet. It's like a wolf mixed with those lizards that have the frills. Sworn to the blood god, of course. I mean, they look blood gaudy. Oh, I can absolutely believe that. I mean, Warhammer, I think that's what happens to all of, like, war games down the line, especially if they've been going for a really long period of time. They just get bloated. They need to be reset. I'm really kind of hoping for a hard reset for Warhammer 40k. That would be awesome. I love these guys. Look at these vampires. Favorites. I like them. This is a pretty fun set. Like, I'm always... Ooh, I like that, too. I'm always enamored by the Warcry sets, even though I've absolutely never played. But, ooh, it's called Blood Hunt, and I like the terrain.
So, the Skirgan True Blades and the Claws of Karanak. Looks like the Gnarl.
I like the Claws of Karanak.
Yeah, so this is Blood Hunt. This is the next
I like the,
box set for Warcry,
oh my gosh, what is
Warhammer
that?
Warcry, and it is one of the bloodiest
What
box
is
sets
that
we've
really
ever done. So you've got the Followers of Khorne
awesomely
versus a new
terrible
vampire warband,
vampire
got a
werewolf
really
love story.
Fun spin on
Underworld.
both angles, both
Underworld.
sides. Let's look at the
It reminds
vampires
me of
first. So this is a
Underworld, and
Soul
I
Grey
like
Lords,
it. Oh, look at
Skirgan
them. They're
True
so
Blades.
cool. Look at their
These
giant
are
shoulders.
fantastic
I
order
like the
vampires
barefooted guy with,
who
like, the bat on his
effectively
shoulder.
try and
He is
follow a very
creepy.
strict, regime
And I
to
love the werewolf
deny
face.
The hunger.
To deny that kind of like unnatural.
I like these guys.
Urge to consume blood.
I also like that all of their hair is rising up like a flame. They all have so much gel, and they just took their fingers and went up
to be
and sculpted it into this majestic, just like
as possible. But it doesn't always work. Occasionally, they still give in.
Oh, they do look really cool.
They're still very, very competent.
They are very Bloodborne looking. I will completely agree with that, John.
That you expect of
No, not Twilight. Definitely not Twilight. It was the Underworld series. Much more goth, much more black pleather everywhere, skin-tight suits, and hot making out of a werewolf boy and a vampire chick. No humans involved, actually. It's lovely.
So like it's almost like a medieval vampire that lives in a castle and is surrounded by
what do you mean? I said it was epic.
And these take that in
it's
a
just
really
also
direction.
corny AF and maybe like it's kind of cheesy, but you know what? I love it so much.
Just give you a sort of insight into one of the ways that vampires kind of manifest within that setting. So very different from something like the Von Carstens or the Blood Knights or something.
Do you want to come back up?
A slightly, kind of more Eastern sort of angle on them.
My cat has decided that it's meowy time.
And just out of nowhere, I think as well. Like,
that's it.
I know you're hungry. I'm a little hungry too, actually, but it's late.
As you said, they're very different from anything else we've seen before. You'd almost think they were sort of elves from the grace in them.
Yeah, I mean, we know
they're vampires.
That kind of unnatural speed, and that there's that.
What do you mean they have grace in them because they're almost elf-like? Vampires.
We know that vampires are fundamentally part of the undead forces, so that they
vampires
they are effectively like
are elegant,
that
graceful creatures
draining the
who will rip your throat out and then drink the blood from it. You fool! How dare you?
Is maybe the most obvious is that.
Can you believe him? Can you believe that he would say that vampires aren't just naturally graceful? I'm gonna hold you. You're gonna like it. Okay, this is what's happening. You cannot stop this from happening. He is trying to get away so desperately. What if I?
Same way that
what if I
might
put you on my shoulder?
Yeah.
How's that?
However, for them, that's not the end, because these guys have such a measure of willpower. Sometimes they can come back. And that's what the chap up in the top right.
You definitely are, because I am offended. I am still offended. You're absolutely right. God, I really do love the sculpts, though.
And then managed to work his way back. He can still.
I disagree with you, Dan. I will agree that maybe Underworlds 2 was
cast over him, so you're like, well, you know that
the greatest, okay? Not the greatest. But Underworlds 3, I believe it is, the one where we went back into like the medieval time periods, that was sick as shit and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Probably, I'm torn actually between that one being my favorite and the first one being my favorite. But I am a sucker for like campy AF, like horror-esque adventure movies. Case in point, I love the Resident Evil franchise. It is just, except for the last one. The last movie sucked. Last movie was terrible, and I think they ruined it. But all the other movies are glorious, and no one can tell me otherwise.
Drinking the human, they've likely died.
Dude, Malekith being revealed would be awesome. Isn't he dead though canonically? I thought like that was part of like Marathi's history, is that like Malekith is dead. So I don't know if we're likely to actually get that.
Their own purposes.
I agree. Wolverine, I agree. I think it's been a pretty cool showcase so far. I think the Space Marines, I guess, were like my least favorite thing, but I still thought the Dreadnought was cool, and so I'm happy with that. I'm not gonna actually complain about it. And I think the Age of Sigmar reveal with the Seraphon, top. Loved seeing all of those models. All of them are good. Absolutely loving the Warcry models so far as well. So I agree. I think it's been a pretty good one.
It's fun. Okay, so up against them, we have a no less bloody warband. These are the Blades.
Oh, I love the Dark Age prequel. That's my favorite one because they remind me of Dark Elves. Like the characters in the Underworld series in the prequel, where they are in like the medieval times, like Dark Age stuff. Totally screams like just Dark Elves to me, 100%.
Archetype, I suppose. So they're all about
I think these
following
guys are pretty
the-
cool. I like the
inspiration
vampires
of the
more,
example given
but
by Karanak,
these are
they'll
fun.
kind of
Like, these would be fun to
relentlessly
paint because
hunt
there's
their
so
prey.
many different
They'll
textures
charge
going on.
across
You've
the
got like
expert
the raw
trackers as
fleshy
well as being
areas.
furious
You've got
killers.
all of the different
If these
textures
guys
with the
decide they wanna hunt you
furs
down,
and the
you-
teeth.
you-
And
they're pretty
like,
much
I
gonna-
love
Essentially,
the
it's that idea
helmets with
of,
their
almost
weird
like
like
assistance hunter. That it
frilled
doesn't matter
lizard
where you
look,
are,
but
how far
also
you can
a
run,
very
how fast
angry
you can move,
wolfy
these
look.
guys will eventually find you.
And when they start to, as all
Look
Chaos
how,
Warbands
like,
do, occasionally
awkward
fall
his
to spawn
tail
with
is.
something, or kind of start to
Got a little stub
be
tail.
over-gifted perhaps by the powers of chaos.
Stinger on the back.
They start to kind of resemble the
I
aspect of the
actually
figure
don't know
worship.
Max.
So
I
that's,
thought he might be because I
that
don't feel
beast
like
at the
he's
bottom
mentioned,
left. Do you want to tell us a bit about
but
that?
I assume that he is.
That's the Hound of
I could be
Wrath.
wrong though. Somebody in chat might be able to
So
answer otherwise.
this is basically one of the Claws of Karanak that's
You never knew Underworld existed
suppose
until today,
been
Wolverine?
given
Well, I'm
too
so
many
glad
gifts of
I was
chaos,
able
he's
to
kind
be
of
the one
decided to just,
to
rather
enlighten
than
you.
wield a weapon,
It is a
just run forward on all
delightful
fours.
series of movies
Almost kind of morphing into
that
a
I
flesh
think
hound,
are
isn't it?
totally
Like,
worth
yes,
watching.
I don't
But
know,
be
we don't-
warned,
it's
they
not
are
really clear whether
campy,
they
and
eventually
some
become
people
flesh
might
hound
give
or
them
not.
poor ratings.
But
So
certainly, like,
I
you
hold
wouldn't-
no
you wouldn't mind if that was
responsibility
the end
for
outcome.
whether or
It
not
is-
you
it's
enjoy
one of
them
those
or
things
not.
that if you are a leader of a warband, you embody kind of the beliefs of the warband. So you see it with Dark Oath, etc. That as the warband grows bigger, more
That's right. He
successful,
would be
the leader
represented
begins
as a
to
different
change
character.
Yep.
You're
to
right,
embody
because
their
he
beliefs.
is like
And it's
canonically,
the
like I
same
think
kind
his
of thing that's
body
happened
is
here.
is
Whereas
gone.
these
It's
guys
like
have got
destroyed
more,
or something like that.
Powerful, and they've gained more gifts. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy that as they get more powerful, the more they're
I've
believed in,
seen
the more
the.
powerful
I've
they get.
looked through the rules
I
for
think
Warcry when
there's
it
a really
first
nice
came
momentum to a lot
out,
of these,
Jack,
models
and
as
I
well.
agree
Like,
with you. I think
they
I
have
probably
that
would like
kind
it.
of
I
running
actually
forward
have
all
like
the time
a
sort of look. So multiple
fairly
models of
substantial
the
number
warband
of the
kind of
sets
pushing
from
forward,
Warcry
advancing,
because
or
I do
actually
enjoy
just
the
in full
models a
sprint
lot.
towards their enemy in some way, shape, or form.
My friendly local game
There's-
store at the
there's a level
time
of,
did not have a huge
butchery. I
Warcry
know that's
scene.
obvious
Yeah.
for
So
a
we never
hobby
really
group.
had a large number of
They've
people to
got
like play against, and I think that's one of the biggest
or
things that held me
they've got
back from really
almost
jumping
meat
into the
hooks
game.
for flensing.
Yeah, they look like.
I do
it's
like
gonna
the
be
Chaos
a
Hounds;
bloody
they're
fight,
pretty
isn't it?
awesome.
I think they're a really nice kind of halfway house almost between your kind of Blood Reavers and your Blood Warriors as well. So you can imagine that maybe in the eyes of Khorne, these are slightly more respected than Blood
Oh,
Reavers,
he
but maybe
became
not all the way
Malarian
to
when
Blood
during the Age
Warrior,
of Chaos. Okay,
filling
that's
the
awesome.
kind of medium
That makes
infantry
sense.
gap in your,
Hello,
Age of Sigmar army.
MTB.
And worth saying for both of these
Welcome,
warbands as
welcome,
well,
welcome to the
that they'll come
stream.
out first for Warcry in that box set, but they'll also be made available as units.
Dude,
separately in future,
the-
and both of them fit into
That's
their
because they're good
appropriate
movies.
army, so
That is
you can
because
put your True
Resident
Blades
Evil
into,
and
Assault
Underworld are
Force,
good
and
movies.
you can put your Claws of
You heard
Karanak
it here
into,
first.
Blades of Khorne Force.
Hobby Night opinions.
So,
they're
they
good
bolster
movies.
the
We do
Age of
need
Sigmar
10th
range for the
edition.
armies as
I
well, which is
agree.
pretty cool. And I think the main thing is they're just really cool models.
Okay, now we're getting a little bit of
really
a closer
cool
look at
terrain
the
in this as well,
terrain.
so it expands on the garish terrain.
You know,
we've
I
already
said I
seen
liked it.
with
I'm
Warcry.
now I'm not so sure that I like their
Particularly
weird
with this
flesh trees.
box set, there's a kind of fortification vibe to it.
Like the way that
So
they
you have a
sculpted the
settlement.
bark
Now,
really
obviously,
makes
we're in
them
the
look like
Nullwood. Settlements don't last very long.
muscled,
You're relatively foolish if
like
you're trying to
muscle
build anything like
masses if
stone,
you
but
had
sometimes
stripped
like a
away the
bamboo
flesh
fort
over
you
top
could
of
probably
them.
cobble together, and it might last a
They've
week.
hidden it very nicely by kind of
it's
making
kind of
it
the-
like
the
a
ruins
nice
almost of a temporary structure that's been put
taupey
together,
brown color
that's-
tone.
you
But
can
that's
use
definitely what it looks like,
mixing
and
with
then
the
like
rest of your,
the ends look like lots of
Warcry
little
scenery.
fingers,
That's it, as you say.
which is honestly
the
very creepy
same
to me. I
trees,
think I
the
like them
same
more now. I
aesthetics as
don't
the
know.
rest
Now,
of
I'm
it.
torn
You
between
can
disliking
match
them
everything
and
you've
liking
got from
them.
the previous
I
box
do
set.
like the
And it'll
stone
still
pieces
work
though,
fantastically.
and the
And I think it
bamboo.
looks like if you got enough
like,
of
is
this as
really
well, you could
cool.
probably
Like, I actually
put
think that's
together
a really
little fortification.
fun,
So you could do, you know, if you cut a couple of these
element
box sets,
to
or if you
these
get this box
pieces.
set and then later
I
on
just
you
the
expand it
tree
with
is
some of the
where I'm
scenery, you could
conflicted the most.
Probably start to build towards a fort, and we've seen some of the
I
fortifications.
mean, right? It would make sense for chaos though, so
buildings
that it
in
would
some of the
be a
previous
muscle
sets as well.
tree,
So if you've been collecting all the way through this season,
because that's kind of what it looks
if you
like.
put it all together at the end, you could probably have a relatively funky looking little settlement on your full Age of Sigmar board if you want.
Doing JoJo poses.
Very
Yes.
cool. I think a really cool box set.
I think this is a pretty cool box set. I will agree with the
both of these
host.
warbands are a really
I
interesting
really like that
left
guy
field,
with the bare feet. He just is
addition
so
to
creepy to
Warcry
me.
and the Mortal Realms. arms.
But that's one of the things that's great with these skirmish games.
I
is that
also
it
love that
lets
he
us
has the
explore
giant,
these
like,
little factions that
I
you
don't
not
know
necessarily get,
if Obi
as
is
many as
technically
skirmish
the
and
correct
blades
term
to
for the
fill,
sash
say,
that is around his
2,000 point
waist,
army.
like
It
the
might
big
not be
corded
enough of
sash.
them.
But I
to put
think
8,
it
10 of
it
them on the
could
table
potentially
in
be, but it
Warhammer
reminds me of
is entirely doable.
Orochimaru.
And if you really
And
like,
like
if
when
you start
he
your Warhammer, you're like, actually,
gave
these are
Sasuke
really
his
cool.
makeover and everything,
Nothing
they all
stops
had
you
like the
having a few
big
multiples
cords.
of
I
those
feel
in
like.
your, Soulblight army,
And it reminds me of
into
that.
that theme, and
That's
you
it.
know, having a few skeletons to accompany them as their foot troop sort of thing. Like you certainly could go if you really like them. You go.
Oh, you know, Frappy 7, I
Cool.
agree.
Alright,
I think
exciting.
that could
Set for
work
Warcraft.
really well
Shall
as
we-
like
shall we move on and
Tyranid
see
terrain.
what's next
I
on the
like that
video list?
idea.
So I think
I like that
we'll turn
idea
to
actually a
Underworld.
lot. More than I anticipated. Ooh, let's look at the next video. Okay, we're going to Gnarlwood with Underworld. Ooh. Dance into the darkness. Alright, so some witch elves. Pretty cool looking, I'll admit. I like the leader character the most. Her hair is really cool. In the name of Cain. Kill and kill and kill again. Alright, that's fair. So this must be a new expansion set for the Gnarlwood. Because we did have the 4-box, I think, released recently, so that makes sense. Oh yeah, we're getting a coverage of a huge number of things tonight. Hug Wolf. We are getting, so we've had Warhammer 40k, we've had our Age of Sigmar, we've had our War Cry.
So that was
Obviously,
Grisel's
we're on
Illuminate,
Underworlds
so
next,
that's a
but we
new
still have
band
Kill
from
Team,
Underworlds.
Horus
Yep, so this is,
Heresy,
Daughters of
and
Cain, and this is Grisel.
is that
These are
everything?
effectively
I
gladiators
can't
from the
remember
fighting
now.
pits,
Let me
of
double-check the
Morathi's
listing.
various cities, and these very much lean into that gladiator
Warhammer
archetype,
Community.
basically. So we've seen witch elves in the past, but these have a particular kind of spin, I suppose, which is that each of them.
I think they're fine. I'm not super
signature
thrilled. Like I
weapons
said,
that
I
are
like
taken
the
from the
leader
gladiatorial
character
arenas.
the most with
And
her
their-
hair,
their
but
angle, I suppose, what they're trying to do is to gain the attention of.
I
Cain,
don't.
their
I'm not
god,
super thrilled
by
by
performing
them, if I'm
particularly
honest. Which is
impressive
such a
kills
shame
and
because I do
acrobatic,
like witch elves a
murderous
lot. I like the
feats
Dark
on
Eldar.
the
I
battlefield.
accept your cookies,
So
GW.
your
Don't worry.
Inspire mechanic for this.
Alright, we've got
this warband
the
from Games of Warhammer Underworlds
preview,
is each of them has a
which
unique
is
inspire
going to
mechanic, which is basically
cover-
based on their kind of gladiator trick. So it might be
Okay.
like a particular kill or a parry, or you know, a particularly good kind of finishing move sort of thing. So they're a fun warband to play. They're very fast.
That's
they're
not the
very
article I
killy.
want at
They've got
all.
some really good
Here we go.
protection in the form of they haven't got armor, but they've got an acrobatic rule,
Yes, so-
which effectively means that it's quite hard to know that you're going to kill them
Yeah.
because they've got a way of mitigating damage, which is quite rare in Warhammer Underworlds and makes them quite a difficult proposition to kind of go.
They've now buried
to
their
one with.
list, but I think it was
But I think
40K
they're going to be like almost like a
40k, Age of Sigmar, War
warband.
Cry,
But if you like the
Underworlds,
finesse
Horus
of Warhammer
Heresy,
Underworld
Kill
rules
Team, and I
you
feel
to
like
kind of pull your combos off, and you
there
like
might
to
have
kind
been
of
one
do
more.
impressive cool things with one
But I'm not
model, and you're
100%
like,
certain.
This and this, and then
So
your
we
model
still
goes
got
like,
some
your backflips here
40k
and then stabs a
stuff
guy and
coming
then
your way, as
runs
well as
away
some
and
Horus
does
Heresy.
another
Don't
thing and
worry.
kills a guy over here,
They're
all
just
in one
trying to
kind of
cover
awesome
the
seamless
majority
movement.
of
This
their
is
main
sort of the
players
warband
in
for
this
you.
That's it,
particular
you can see from
live
her
stream.
stats there that she's moving fast.
But what do you mean it's
Yeah,
the
it's
wrong
not the most health
Cain?
in the world,
How
but,
is it the wrong
you
Cain?
get in to roll 3 attack dice there, doing 2 damage.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
gonna
you're
be,
talking to Otaku, the
gutting
cat,
people pretty
Otaku
quickly.
cat.
And as
I
said,
see.
they're not quite that kind of glass cannon that you'd expect from, you know, a warband with little armor.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one. So if you come in to fight them, because they're reducing damage.
I feel like they
because
should
they're
have
rolling
even
dodges,
less armor on. Or witch
You
elves.
might roll poorly, and you certainly.
Oh,
could
you
have
know what?
some
It
kind of
might be
Cain
Necromunda, Jack.
that
You might be right.
attacks, but because you might roll quite a lot of dodges.
I can't remember now if
could
it was
mitigate
Necromunda,
an
and they've
awful lot of
changed
damage,
they've changed the preview,
on
and I can't
even
find
a
it.
slightly
Maybe it's on
above
Twitter.
average
Maybe
roll.
I'll see it there.
So it's a really interesting warband in terms of how they play. I think it's quite an aggressive one, because you are effectively trying to get the attention of Cain. You're like, you know, bloody-handed god, see my sacrifice to you. I'm going to kill that model over there. And every model in your warband is almost trying to compete with the other models for kind of, to get the most kills and to do the most impressive things. So it's a fun warband to play. And I think if you like the game mechanic of Warhammer Underworld, it's going
Oh,
to
actually, okay, so we just
You're gonna
have
enjoy
Horus Heresy
Same
and Kill
with the
Team left.
Daughters of Cain, you have
They
to
are not doing
put,
anything for
a huge amount
Necromunda. I
of,
found the listing
into
finally. I
Virtual
know that took
Rival
me a
with
little
the best
while.
of times.
Oh, yeah,
But no,
so
we're not getting
they're all
anything from
trying to
Necromunda.
climb that ladder.
That's
Yeah.
it. And so these guys have turned it up to 11. And you've just seen the the Warcry warbands. So with these guys entering the Gnarlwood as well,
It's getting busy in the Gnarlwood,
yes.
isn't it? There's a lot of stuff going on in the Gnarlwood. You know.
It always happens
It's
whenever you
the
have a
place
new
to be.
season
That's
and
it.
everybody's
Place to be.
participating in
blood is
something
gonna
in
get
one
sculpted.
location, isn't it?
Cool. Okay.
It's almost like it's
we've got
planned.
even more stuff to show you.
Sorry,
So
sometimes there are
moving on to
comments
some
when
of
they're
the
like, oh
more
my god, this
futuristic
thing is
ones,
happening. And
some
it's
of the
like,
next
oh my
video.
god, it's like you're a business and that's how you're planning it. We're moving right along, though, into our next Horus Heresy. Here we come, and we got a tank with big... Ooh. Transports, tanks, and titans just became targets. Holy cow, look at the cannons! It's compensating for something. The fact that they had to... They're focusing so long on the tri-cannon of doom. They're compensating. That's really just what I've learned.
So that was the.
Nope,
Cerberus
apparently they're doing
Tank
Horus
Destroyer.
Heresy next.
Yeah,
So we're doing
if
Kill
your
Team
opponent's
last,
bringing
which is
tanks to your Horus
actually kind of
Heresy
interesting
games
to
and
me.
you really like to blow those tanks up.
The
this
Cerebus
is what you
Heavy
bring,
Tank
basically. So Cerberus Heavy
Destroyer.
Tank Destroyer. It's one of the
So is this
deadliest
also
kind of
one
tank
that is
portable
previously
guns
found
going,
on
in,
Forge World,
Warhammer
and you
Horus
think we're not
Heresy?
going to see on Forge World
It is,
going
I mean,
forward because it's
you
being
only have
turned
to
into
look at it to sort of
plastic?
get the gist right. It
Because
is
I feel like
an
that's been
enormous
happening a
triple
lot,
barrel
which
laser
I'm
cannon
not
on a
necessarily
Spartan
complaining
chassis.
about. I don't buy off of
We've
Forge
seen this
World very
model
much because I don't
before
really like
in
working with
resin.
resin models too often.
I think
However,
all of the
it is a
Spartans
nice
that
looking
went into
tank.
resin were slightly notorious for being quite a
And it
project.
is sad
You
to see
wanted
them
take
like
them,
stop
like,
making
it
them
wasn't a kit
completely.
that
I know
maybe
some
went
people
together as
like
easily
the
as
resin
you'd like.
models, so I
This
do.
kit
I'm
changes
a
that.
little sad to
This is
see
a
them go.
multi-part plastic kit. It goes together like a dream. It looks really cool. The detail is
It's a Land Raider with a new hat, aka gun. I mean, it kind of is. You're not wrong.
Obviously, it's got that enormous cannon.
It does
in
have
front,
that
which is,
classic box
gonna
look,
blast
doesn't
four
it?
tanks to pieces in a single volley, but it's going to strip wounds.
I don't know.
off,
I like it, but I'm also
strip whole
just
points of Spartans
a fan of most of
do
the Horus
damage to things like
Heresy era
Titans and
tanks.
stuff.
I'm not
So,
gonna lie. I just
one
think
of
they look
these is gonna
fun.
be a threat, and if you have
And they all
multiples of
have big
these,
guns.
You're gonna win the tank war basically.
I am
Loads
sure,
of
Max,
options
that it will
for
be able to
constants. You can
penetrate
blast
through
cannons,
that
heavy bolters,
Titan
flamers,
Mhm.
volkites.
with no
You've got
problems
options, for the guy on
whatsoever.
the top as well. So in the same way we've seen with things like the Spartan.
Oh
you can
man,
have
it
things
really
like
just
extra
is a
controls,
massive gun,
missiles,
though.
and have a guy on the top with a spotter. You can have the hatches closed
The
if you want to keep it
rectangle with
nice
a
and simple, keep
giant
the points
trigun.
down. Loads of options.
Oh my god,
It's just a
Trigun! I need to
really
watch that
cool
anime
big
again.
tank. It's you know,
Yeah,
it's a tank and it's a massive tank with a huge laser on the front. It's quite good fun to paint up as well. Just because
I
you can have a little
absolutely
bit of fun
cannot
with,
identify
how
the
you want to
silhouette
do maybe
class,
some of the
not
weathering and
not
things on that
easily
neutron
at least.
laser.
I'd have to
A
think
lot of
about it
people
for a
do things
while.
like, how do you represent?
I like
heat
the Space
burn,
Marine at the
which
top.
is
I always like when they
kind
do
of shown
that.
on here.
And I like that they give you
But
the
equally,
option
if you
for it
just want
too,
to
so
paint
that
it
if you
plain,
don't want to
you
have
can
the
just-
guy sticking out the
it
top,
paints it pretty fast, to be honest.
you don't have to. But I think
What's a
the
big
Horus
platform?
Heresy models are so
And
handsome. I always
obviously
like having the
available
dude
for all
stick
the
out the
different
top.
legions. You can paint it whatever color you want. It also has rules for Warhammer 40,000 if you wanted to.
Oh,
But
that's
primarily
cool
it's
that
kind
you
of
can actually
designed
use
for
it in
Horus Heresy,
40K.
really.
I don't feel like you always
So,
get that transition
after I've been
of
to
the Horus
the,
Heresy ones being usable in
Warhammer
40K.
30,000, the
Well, it's
Horus
not that they
Heresy,
call out that I feel
we're
like.
going to go back to Warhammer 40,000.
We're going back to Warhammer 40K
release
with
the
some Kill Team. We're looking at our final video of the night. Other than some sneaky preview that they may give us. I need to get myself some of these terrain pieces so I can do some cool scenes like this. Ooh, hell yeah. These look awesome. Pools of Torment. Oh. The Arbites are so cool. So, ooh, yes, the Calabites, though, or Cabalites, sorry. I like the bird. I like the bird a lot. Why do they all have to have cool animals? I like the doggo. I like the bird. I like, honestly, all of their armor. This is exciting. The law! You're not wrong. Kill Team Soulshackle. Alright, well, Chaos Cultist, I know the next Kill Team box set that we need to buy.
So that was Kill Team Soul.
I like this one. I like this one. This has honestly been the Kill
so this
Team
is a
that has
really-
gotten me the
this is a
most
really cool
excited
box set.
since
So,
the
Soul Shackle
Commandos
sees the Adeptus RBCs,
with the Creed,
Mhm.
I believe it
the,
was. That was the last one that I picked up
Drakari
because I got super
facing
hyped
off
about the
in
models in
Gala
it.
Dark. This is the
I really
latest
like the
expansion
look
for
of
Kill
this.
Team into the Dark season. It's a really cool box set. So I think all the Kill Team box sets we've seen for this season have been great. But
I
think
have been
this one
charged
particularly will get people
with the
excited.
crime of being
The
Foul
return
Xeno.
of the
I
Adeptus RBCs to
lead-
Warhammer 40,000 is
Not
it's
guilty.
Really exciting to see. So like if you've been
Because
with,
I am
with Warhammer
chaos.
for a while, you might remember with
And you know
fondness
that
some
very,
of
very
the,
well, sir.
These guys been around in Warhammer 40,000 originally.
Mm-hmm.
They're effectively like your special
Edgar,
forces
we all have too much plastic. Our lives are filled with plastic. And GW is just like, hello, let me introduce to you more plastic that you'll want. Because, I mean, that's pretty much what they've done. Look at the eagle! Like, on the speaker, I love it. That is the most majestic Voxcaster I've seen. Also, his Roman, if I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, like, style helmet, or like plumage on the top, I dig it. I absolutely dig it.
Dangerous lawbreakers, basically.
I like how they made all of their guns red. That really pops nicely and allows the black armor to stand out really sharply. Excellent choice on their part. That drone is fantastic. Is it not? Like, I love it.
So a lot of the arbitrators, as you can imagine, with shotguns are not overly concerned as to whether you live or die at the end of them. However,
I agree. They are so epic.
Specialize in retrieving subjects or victims alive. So they're often used, say, by inquisitors.
Yes, so they work hand in hand with the Inquisition an awful
Jeff,
lot of the
I
time,
hope so. I hope there is some of the walls in this because I want to get some. I actually have some plans. I picked up. Show you guys.
Even if they are
I picked up this like container from Daiso, a Japanese Dollar Tree style store. For those of you that are not familiar with one, and I want to do a project with this, putting some Warhammer like terrain and setting up a little scene and basically creating a diorama in the container, and it's gonna be so cool. And I really want to use like. My idea does kind of involve some of the kill team terrain with the walls, so I hope that we do get some terrain in this alongside our Arbites and the Cowblights.
As a specialist, so you can have your snipers, your pistol guy, your medics.
Oh, is it like a red leather wrap? Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It is leather wrapped around it. Although that one looks like it's just painted red potentially, but some of them did look like they had some leather on them. Look at that good dog. Look at that canine! He's so good. I also like Shield Boy a lot. I like Shield Boy a lot.
We showed him off on Twitter. A few days ago.
Yeah, on Monday I think. So this is a Cyber Mastiff. They've been
it does rock. I completely agree. They have some great stuff in Daiso. Just off topic.
Fun little addition. The armor on these guys, I think,
as I show off my future projects.
So they have a slightly kind of medieval knight sort of look to them, but mixed with a sort of sci-fi.
You know what? They do need more motorcycles, Dan. I can approve of more motorcycles.
So, I mean, if you painted them silver, you'd be forgiven for thinking you were looking at a medieval knight. They fit quite nicely, I think, with the Night Pilot that we saw.
Servitor Doggos!
Yes.
So they've got a similar kind of vibe to that, but obviously covered.
Oh, they actually, one of them looked like they did.
And all sorts of stuff.
Maybe I just was misreading it and trying to be like, oh yes, that makes total sense. I will agree.
And there'll be rules for them. Worth saying that
it's late. It's really fine. Whatever.
Action in Warhammer 40,000, so you don't tend to get armies of Adeptus Arbites. You tend to get things like maybe a single one or small squads, which is why they make a really nice addition to Kill Team. And that's one of the things we've seen with Kill Team is that we've been able to explore bits of the Warhammer 40,000 that maybe.
I agree with you that it would be nice to see a box set that didn't include the Imperium, but I feel like we are on our way towards a lot of focus on the Imperium, especially if we are in fact heading towards 10th edition in June. Like, it's just inevitable. They're gonna focus on Space Marines. At least we did get some Dark Eldar. It's nice to see the Drukhari. I really like the look of these models.
Or dead. So
is the leader character with the helmet, is that a Farseer, or is that just a helmeted lieutenant of some variety? I'm actually not sure, but I really. Oh wait, actually, would that even be the proper? That's probably not even the proper thing, because they're Drukhari, not Eldar. So ignore me.
Lances and lots of cool little special weapons.
I think we are going to get a teaser at the end, Chaos Cultist. I think you're probably very right in that. We'll probably get some. At least I'd be shocked if they didn't. They normally like to.
Grenadier specialists and new options for your close combat fighters and things like that.
I noticed the fella in the top right, the Cabalite Flare with his 2 swords. I get a feeling he's going to be pretty vicious in close combat.
Yeah, I mean, Eldari are competent in close combat and at range.
That's true.
So
at least it wasn't Space Marines.
Specialized.
But we got some Space Marines at the very beginning with the
you can kind of imagine
with the box set with the new Dreadnought in it. But
they are gonna
it's glad that I do like seeing something that is not completely Space Marine focused. They've definitely had some the previews like that where it's like, okay, cool, just more Space Marines. What about the people who don't play Space Marines? I know there are less of them. Everybody gets Space Marines, but that's because you kind of can cram them down our throats.
Individual little archetype.
So they'll benefit really well from using the
Look
terrain.
at that bird!
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So,
dude, also
into the dark as well, you've got
an incubi of some sort? Okay, that makes total sense. I knew I was getting the name wrong because I was like, wait, never mind, these are not Eldar. Wouldn't it be a Farseer? Farseer anyways. I really like...
Bottom left.
I think I like this batch of models more than I like the previous batch.
Little raven there.
I love the helmet on the guy on the upper left-hand side of the screen.
To what extent the little bird
Although I like the
is
helmet
involved
of
in
the...
this
I like
assassination.
both of the helmeted ones. All 3 of them, actually. I realize there's 3 of them now. Because Bird Boy also has a helmet. But the one with the horns, the one on the upper left, both great. I love the long hair of the chick who's like throwing the grenades. Actually, that's fantastic. I hadn't noticed she was throwing grenades. That's good. I love when they do those kinds of actions outside of just posing with the gun or like being dramatic or, you know, standing on the tactile debris, which a lot of these guys are, but you know, it's fine. They always do that.
Which is really fun.
Brilliant.
The bird is the word. I completely agree. Oh, look at it! Look at the terrain!
You know, kind of...
Absolutely. Oh,
I love the panels. The control panels are so good.
The season of Into the Dark.
Dude, look at the little map.
A full box of terrain, so you can play
Oh,
Into the Dark games with
it's
this
a tiny
box.
version
You also get some new
of
additions
the
to it,
land.
which are cool.
Oh my god!
So there's 2 things that I think are worth calling out.
I love that.
In this box.
I
One of
love
them is
that.
You get breachable walls.
Yes.
It's really fun, so you can see bottom left there on the screen, and also a few places on the image.
Oh my god, that's
that
so
walls
cute.
That you can effectively blast through mid-game. So you can have
There
your
is
wall
just
set up,
something
and
about
then
when
once
Games
you guys get to it and
Workshop,
decide to
like,
break through it, you can pop out the piece of terrain mid-game.
gives you things
and have
that,
your walls
like,
breach it.
would
which
exist
adds,
in
like, a whole other
world
level of tactics to the
as
game.
extra
so as well as doors that you can
pieces
open
to
and
then
close,
be
you've
able
got bits
to
of the map that you can
decorate
go,
your
this
play
bit's
space
structurally
with.
weak.
I
You can,
love
you
it.
know,
Like, this is my
blast through it
absolute
or breach through it
favorite
or
type of
something like
scattered
that, which
terrain.
is really fun.
Holy shit.
You've also
Like,
got a holo
oh
table
my
in the
god,
middle
I
of the
really
map,
need
which
this
is
set. I
cool.
need
So,
that table so badly.
It's a holo table with a map of...
I don't know how to answer that question for you, Edgar. I don't, like...
Your models can look like they're playing Kill Team
You know what?
on your Kill Team Into the Dark.
I was... Never mind, that will not work. Oh, can we also talk about the playmat that this is actually on, like on the board that it is? I love the like
maybe not a bridge
transition into the rainbow because it's got some like reds and oranges on one side. We go into some like pinks and purples in the center, and then we go into like blues and greens on the other side. It's actually very top. I like it.
Certainly, if you want to play some narrative things, you can make them do stuff as well.
It just makes everything stand out really, really nicely. Like this looks fantastic.
To your battles, which is cool. You can get, if you got this box set and you've got any of the other Kill Team Into the Dark boxes, if you smush them both together, you've got enough terrain to play.
Max, if the next set had Harlequins in it, that would be awesome. I love Harlequin models.
Fun reason to if you've already got some of the
oh, look how cool they are. Also, I really want to set up a scene like this. That's what I want to put in that little display. I want to do some sort of like enclosed scene of, you know, various models like telling some form of story. And I just think it'd be really cool. It'd probably be like a multiple project or multiple episode like project. Something I want to plan for some time this year. It'd be very awesome in my opinion.
The Adeptus Arbites squad is awesome. It's like incredibly cool kit. Like once you see the frame and you see all the options for it, I think you can build something like, I think there's 10 models in the squad, and you can build something like 34 different things just on the basic instructions, and that's before you look at things like head swaps.
Rainbow Six Siege, yeah. There you go.
And then Drakari as well have got loads of options already, plus a whole bunch of new ones that come with this set. So it's.
I'm very. I will. This has been a good preview for me.
Jack didn't
I've been pretty happy with this. I don't know about you guys, but
very
I think
similar
most of the
pose to
reveals
the old
have been
RBG
pretty
Yeah, there's a lot of
substantial.
homage to the
I am
original,
really
RBG
wondering if
there.
we're
And
going
that
to end up
headdress
getting
as
our
well.
little teaser at the end of
I love his
this.
little Voxhaler thing that he's carrying around. He's got like a little kind of.
I expect we will. I just don't know if it's
Imperial
actually going to be of the thing that
like,
I'm hoping it's going to be.
loudspeaker,
Oh
you
my
can
god,
actually
look at the
like,
leash.
drop
I
it
just
on
realized the guy has a
immediately
leash for the
and get on
doggo.
ground in the name of the
That
Emperor
is
sort of thing.
I believe the helmets,
brilliant. Excellent.
lore-wise,
Wonderful.
have speakers in them. So the little floating speaker, it's almost unnecessary, and he's brought it purely for show.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
Well,
quite
yeah,
simple,
man,
isn't
you
it?
always
get
bring your
followed around by
giant,
a floating
majestic,
Imperial Eagle
like,
of justice sort of thing. So
speaker.
you, know,
You gotta
you're in
show
no
it
doubt
off.
About,
Be loud.
whose side the Emperor is on when this guy shows up, right?
That's it. And the
Dude, some of
cover
these would
in
look amazing with
Imperial
LEDs.
Eagles,
I've never
the
put
iconographies
LEDs into
on
miniatures
belts,
before,
on
but that does sound
shoulders,
really,
on
really cool.
Guns. There's more eagles on here than
There's a lot of eagle.
on
There's a lot
a
of eagle.
typical Space Marine.
Well, I mean, they are.
It's
almost
a
more than
hard.
Space Marine. They are
It's hard
literal
to say
walking embodiments
no
of Imperial
when the
law.
models
So you
look
can
so
imagine these
sweet.
guys, just one of them striding through the middle of a packed.
I
Imperial
will
city and
admit.
everyone just
Okay,
parts
that's
for them
fair.
out the way.
That's fair.
And that's just one
The
of them.
war,
So as soon as you
the
get 10 of them
Underworlds
together,
warband was
these are
not
very
the most
competent fighters
amazing.
as well, so,
It was. I mean,
think
it
it's
was a
gonna be
single war band.
really
It's not
interesting
even
to
in
see
like a
this
starter
guild
set, so it doesn't
momentum,
come
because
with
they've
an
got all
an
the things you want
opposing
in a
war
guild.
band to
They're
maybe
gonna
spice
punch
it
hard
up a
in
little bit
combat,
more.
they've got
So
some really nice defensive
that's
stuff,
fair. That's
they've got
fair.
really
It's
nice
not the
choices
best,
for
but I
heavy
think
weapons,
overall though
really
it's
nice
still been a
choices for
pretty
specialists.
solid
The kill team is really
preview. Are
exciting.
you
They've
are
got
you
loads of
really
kit
still
as well
meowing?
from
Are you
140,000
knocking all of my
soon.
Lego
I think we'll
over?
see them start to pop up in armies as well, which should be really cool.
particularly in boarding patrol.
My
Yeah,
cat
I
just
think
like
those
knocked all of
smaller
my
armies, I
vehicles
think,
off
yeah,
my
there's gonna be
shelf a
somebody
little
taking
bit.
them.
I don't know if you
Well,
guys saw him actually.
When the kit comes
You
out
may have.
individually for boarding patrol, you can build it in 3 different ways. So you could just buy the kit
Ooh,
3 times
yes.
and have every model in your army different and have a boarding patrol of these guys.
I am afraid that
That's
you
probably about
like
as big as you'd ever
knowing
get
that
for the
they're
number.
announcing
I'm
them
not
roughly at the
Yeah,
same
you sold-
time.
yeah,
Desk
there's your-
for.
There's your 40K
I
budget.
really
There you
do suspect you
Right,
may
anyway,
be
I'm-
running
I'm-
into
I'm
that
guys.
dilemma where you're
Sorry.
going to be buying them around the same time. That which is unfortunate, but Games
Cool.
Workshop does like
What
to
was
do
your
that. They
favourite
like
thing,
just
huh?
pile it all on at
I
once.
think
Are we done?
Pile it all on.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what we got.
I think the RBTs are just going to have to cinch it for me, just for the potential there. For,
We're nearing
for
the
boarding
end.
patrol,
Do we have a
of course,
teaser
as well as
for
a kill
10th
team.
edition Warhammer 40k?
Yeah, they are very, very cool. I do really like the Seraphon.
Mm.
The Seraphon, the new Saurus are
Yes,
pretty special. They're pretty special.
that's it. As you said, they really embodied how you imagined Saurus.
We talk
to
about how
really be.
Eddie and
So-
Alex
so
have
for
been
me,
like
my
very
first-
chill
some of
through
my
this
first
entire
Warhammer
thing. They're like,
bundle
oh
ever
yeah,
were like the
yeah, this has
Eon
been great.
Saurus from
Like
whatever edition,
hyper
whatever that
casual,
was.
no
So one of the first
excitement, no
models I
hype
painted was a
about
little green Saurus.
too
So
many
seeing
things.
the
I feel
green
like they're just
Saurus,
very like
in the
low
new
key.
Seraphon, I think
Which
is-
on one hand maybe
it's
is a
just hit
good
me right
thing.
in
It keeps
nostalgia.
everybody calm, but I feel
Exactly
like
what you want.
energy is needed.
Right, we have overrun just a little bit.
okay, it's
Yeah, it's all right. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for joining me. For joining us, myself and Eddie, as well as Raf and Notley in the chat. What was your favourite thing? Pop it in the chat.
We'll get
'cause
we'll
be
get
here
to
for
your
just a
guys' favorite
few
thing
more
here in a
minutes.
second. I want to find
Yeah, if
out
you
whether or
wanna
not
see
we're
any
going
of
to
that
get this
stuff in
dang
more detail
preview.
as well,
Yeah.
obviously, we rattle through it there. Loads of really cool stuff. There'll be pictures of all of that stuff. Some of it's already up on the Warhammer community website. All the rest of it will be up soon, so you can watch back through all those videos.
Oh,
and
he
have
has
a look
mech
at some
jowls?
close-ups of
That's
some of the
cool.
miniatures.
I
There's
mean, that
probably
makes
some things
sense.
about them that we
He's
forgot
got
to
a
tell
lot of
you
mech
that
pieces.
the articles cover.
yes.
And then we'll have more details on all of those.
I'm hoping we get a
releases in the
tease.
coming,
That's all I'm hoping
weeks as
for.
well.
Like, I just want to be like,
For,
here's a little,
Seraphon
a little hint. Here's a little
particularly, keep
picture
an eye on the Warhammer
that says
community website,
10th
'cause there's loads
edition
there's
or
loads
whatever
of
they're going to
stuff
call
coming
it.
up.
Age of the Emperor.
We've only shown you the tip of the
Scaly iceberg.
the scale. I was going to go with Ziggurat, but yours is good too. Yeah.
I think looking our BTs and Seraphon are the two favourites. A lot of fans for the Khorne.
The Warcry box is really cool. I think
Yes.
it's just it took me by surprise because I was like, oh, what's going to come next for Warcry? I think it's been really.
I
fun with
wish
Warcry to
the
see
old
them,
world was something they were talking about. Are
just
you kidding me,
weird
Jeff?
left
I
field
would
stuff that
love
I've been like, that's
for them
awesome.
to
I didn't
legitimately
expect
talk about the
I didn't
old world
necessarily
instead of
ask for
just
it,
showing
but
us
it's awesome.
bullshit
It's a lovely
pictures on
addition to the
Warhammer
world.
community and being like, this is something people are working on.
Yeah, so I think
Every time they pause dramatically and look at the screen, I
really
keep thinking
cool.
it's
They're
them
really
like
cool.
going like, all right, and now we're gonna do a teaser for something else, and it
The
keeps
dog is-
bringing up my
yes,
hope.
The dog and the cool helmets, and they've just got it going.
I've noticed a theme that
Yeah, Yes, I have
pretty
little
much every
kitty ears on my
female seems
headphones.
to have,
We'll just we'll
little
tell the
friends.
miniatures
Aren't they
guys, we'll be
cute?
like, just put a dog in every box and we'll be gold.
Brilliant.
Next year we'll do cats.
We all have giant
you get Kat in
backlogs
the,
of unpainted
the first
plastic
guilty
models.
thing,
Don't
you'll
worry,
see it too.
friend.
Yes.
It's okay.
Here's
We'll all
the
get through them
robot.
together.
That's probably
Just
why they've got
work
it
on
the
them
most
as you can, and then continue to
Anyway,
enjoy yourself and buy the ones
Thank you
that
very
you
much,
find
everybody, for joining
that you
us.
like. All right.
Again, whatever your favorite thing was, put it down in the comments. I'll hang around in the chat for a few minutes after we come off. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for
It's
having
been
me,
an
Eddie.
absolute pleasure, Alex. I'll happily talk to you about Warhammer for an hour whenever you want.
Grand. All right. Cheers. Bye.
We don't even get a teaser for anything. Holy cow. All right. Well, that apparently has been it for the Warhammer online preview from the LVO 2023. What was your guys' favorite things? For me, I think my favorite thing was definitely I am torn. I am torn between the Seraphon and the Kill Team box set. I actually really liked both of those sets a lot. The Seraphon just excite me on a pure hobbyist side because I think just painting those models would be so much fun. I love the smiles on all of the raptors. I just think that was great. But on the other hand, I loved the Kill Team set. Like, I loved the terrain. I thought all of the models for both of the factions represented in them were pretty top. So I think for me, those were the two. I see that, Dan, you really like the chicken raptors. They were pretty great. The otaku cat, you like the lizard men. Oh, I'm so bummed that we didn't get anything. Jack, you're absolutely right. I completely agree with you there. Hugwolf, you love the lizard man and the vamps. Oh my god, the vampires and the Warcry set were also fantastic. That is also a great call out. I love those models too. I think because they're my third favorite thing, I think, from the releases. I think they'll be my third favorite thing. Hugwolf, you liked the lizard men, the vamps, and the kill team. I just said that when I read yours again because it's late and I'm tired. Stygian, you liked the lizards. Absolutely, I completely agree with you. The Saurians with the strong vines, absolutely. And the Underworld factions. The Underworld faction was pretty cool. The Witch Elves are always lovely to see. Not exactly like the most exciting models for me personally, but I completely hear you. I do get it, especially if you're an Underworlds player. Because I have no idea how good the cards may be. Like, I don't know how powerful they might be. So they could be completely amazing in that regard, and it's just going over my head completely. The new Dreadnought was pretty cool. Phantom Ronin, I completely agree with you there. Like I said, for me, I'm overall just genuinely pretty pleased. Like, I think this was a solid online preview. Biggest disappointment is just the fact that we didn't get a tease at the very, very end. Like, I really, really was expecting some hint to Warhammer 40k 10th edition, but I'm guessing they're just saving that for a different preview, wanting to keep it a little bit more under wraps, I guess, until closer to June, which is when I expect we'll actually be seeing it. You're excited for the Vashtor model, Justin? That is awesome. He is pretty rad. I still very much like the steampunk elements of that model, so I can completely understand where you're coming from with that. Okay, I think for me, that is going to be it. I hope that you guys have enjoyed yourselves and enjoyed this preview. Let me actually switch over, leave to the full screen. There we go. Hello, I am here. And I just want to thank you guys for being here. I know it was very early in the morning for some of you, very late at night for others, and some of you were lucky and it was the middle of the day. But just, I wanted to thank you guys for being here. Tomorrow, make sure that you come back to the channel at 9 a.m. Pacific time to watch the next video. I was sent some amazing action figures by Joy Toy, and I'm going to be unboxing them for you, and I think you're going to really enjoy this, so make sure to check the video out. And until then, I will see you guys on Saturday for another live stream. I'm going to be playing the new Dead Space because I never played that before. I've watched it a little bit, but I've never actually gone through the process of playing it, and I do love me some horror games. So I think that's going to be really fun. I hope you guys will be there for that. That will probably begin at 1 p.m. Pacific time, as is pretty standard right now for our live streaming programming. Make sure that for those of you that are on YouTube watching this afterwards, if you never want to miss when I go live or miss any of the videos that come out, make sure you're subscribed and then liking all the videos, commenting if you want to leave me a comment. Anyways, have a wonderful night, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Bye!